The jungle is quiet in a way that feels ancient, as if time itself has learned to move softly here. Sunlight filters through tangled leaves, breaking into thin blades of gold that barely reach the ground. Vines crawl over twisted metal, roots press against steel, and there, half swallowed by earth and shadow, rests the 1964 Pontiac GTO. It does not announce itself. It waits. Rust blooms across its body like old scars, paint long faded into a dull memory of color. The windshield is fractured, frozen mid-shatter, allowing dust, rain, and years of silence to enter freely. Broken windows gape open like tired eyes that have seen too much and said too little. Mud cakes the wheels, leaves rot inside the cabin, and insects have made homes where hands once held a steering wheel with pride. The air smells of moisture and decay, but also of endurance. Dramatic shadows stretch across the hood as branches sway above, brushing against metal that once reflected city lights and open roads. This machine was built for speed, for sound, for power. Now it stands still, forgotten by the world that created it. Yet even in this abandonment, the 1964 Pontiac GTO carries a presence. A feeling that beneath the corrosion and neglect, something strong still breathes, waiting for a second chance. Section 2, Discovery and Transportation. Discovery does not come with celebration. It comes with silence, slow footsteps, and careful glances. As the team approaches the 1964 Pontiac GTO, the jungle seems to hold its breath. Hands brush away vines, revealing badges dulled by rust, but still legible, still proud. The moment is heavy, emotional, as if disturbing a relic rather than a machine. This car has been here for decades, unmoved, unchanged, watching seasons pass without judgment. Moving it is not easy. The wheels resist, sunken deep into the earth as if the ground itself refuses to let go. Chains tighten, metal groans, and the sound echoes through the trees like a distant memory of an engine roar. Every pull feels like a negotiation with time. Dust lifts into the air as the car finally shifts, its body creaking in protest. Suspense builds with every inch it moves forward, every risk of collapse or breakage. As the 1964 Pontiac GTO is lifted and loaded, sunlight briefly catches the curve of its fender, revealing a glimpse of what it once was. The journey out of the jungle is slow and deliberate. Branches scrape against the body, leaves fall away, and with every mile traveled, the car leaves behind its grave. Transportation is not just physical. It is emotional. This is the moment the past begins to move again. Section 3, Cleaning. The restoration begins not with tools, but with patience. Layers of dirt tell stories of years spent exposed to rain, heat, and neglect. Water flows across the hood, carrying away mud in slow rivers. The sound is soft, rhythmic, calming. Brushes glide over metal, bristles whispering as they lift grime from crevices. Rust flakes fall like dried leaves, tapping gently against the floor. Every inch of the 1964 Pontiac GTO is cleaned with intention. Hands trace edges, careful not to rush, honoring the process. The asthma rhythm of restoration takes over. The scrape of a plastic tool against hardened dirt, the hiss of water under pressure, the quiet clink of debris hitting the ground. As dirt disappears, details emerge, lines sharpen, curves reappear. Beneath the filth, the car begins to show its shape again. This stage is intimate. Cleaning is not about transformation yet. It is about revealing truth, about seeing what remains and what has been lost. As the final rinse washes over the body, water beads and rolls away, carrying decades of silence with it. The 1964 Pontiac GTO is no longer hidden. It stands bare, vulnerable, and ready. Section 4, Body Repair. With the dirt gone, the damage speaks clearly. Dents crease the panels like old wounds. Rust has eaten through edges, leaving jagged scars behind. The work begins with sanding, the steady motion creating a low, gritty sound that fills the space. Sparks flicker briefly as metal meets tool, lighting the darkness with moments of intensity. Hands work methodically, smoothing rough surfaces, reshaping bent panels, restoring balance to what was once distorted. Each dent removed feels like a small victory. The body of the 1964 Pontiac GTO slowly regains its form, its lines becoming clean, its stance more confident. Filler is applied with care, shaped and reshaped until imperfections disappear beneath skilled hands. Polishing panels is a moment of quiet satisfaction. The surface transitions from dull to smooth, reflecting light softly once more. Preparation for paint is not glamorous, but it is essential. This is where strength is rebuilt, where the foundation for beauty is laid. By the end of this stage, the car no longer looks broken, it looks hopeful. Section 5, Painting and Polishing. The first coat of paint is transformative. Color spreads across the metal like life, returning to a dormant body. Each pass of the spray is controlled, deliberate, even. The air fills with a fine mist, and the 1964 Pontiac GTO begins to glow again. Layer by layer, depth builds. The surface becomes rich, smooth, alive. Drying time is filled with anticipation. The car rests silent as the paint settles and hardens. When polishing begins, the sound changes. Soft pads hum against the surface, bringing out a mirror-like shine. Light dances across the body, reflecting movement, reflecting effort. This is the moment where transformation becomes undeniable. As the final polish is completed, the 1964 Pontiac GTO stands radiant. The paint no longer hides scars, it celebrates survival. The emotional weight of this stage is heavy because the car has crossed a line. It is no longer a project. It is becoming a presence again. Section 6, Interior and Engine. Opening the door reveals a space frozen in time. Seats torn, foam exposed, dashboard cracked and faded. The smell of old fabric and metal lingers. Restoration here is gentle. Seats are stripped, rebuilt, and wrapped in fresh material that respects the car's era. Stitching is precise, deliberate, strong. The dashboard is repaired, gauges cleaned, every detail brought back with care. The engine bay tells a different story. Oil stained, rusted, silent. Wrenches turn, bolts loosen. Components are removed and inspected. The sound of tools echoes with purpose. Parts are cleaned, repaired, replaced where necessary. The engine is rebuilt piece by piece, every movement guided by knowledge and respect. When the moment comes to start the engine, time slows. The key turns, a pause, then sound. A deep, powerful rumble fills the space as the 1964 Pontiac GTO comes alive. It is not just noise. It is a heartbeat returning. Mechanics listen closely, tuning, adjusting, perfecting until the engine breathes smoothly once more. Section 7, Final Reveal. The reveal is not rushed. Curtains of shadow fall away as sunlight floods the scene. The 1964 Pontiac GTO rolls forward, fully restored, its body gleaming, its stance confident. Wide cinematic shots capture reflections of sky and trees across flawless paint. Close-ups linger on details once lost to rust and neglect. Before and after moments overlap in memory, the jungle, the dirt, the silence. And now movement, sound, light. The transformation is complete, but the journey remains visible in every restored line. This car has not forgotten where it came from. It carries its past with pride. As the sun sets, golden light wraps around the car, igniting its curves and casting long shadows on the ground. The engine idles with quiet strength. The 1964 Pontiac GTO stands renewed, not just as a machine, but as a symbol of patience, of resilience, of the belief that even the most forgotten things can rise again. shining brighter than ever before.